It is time to do the rear suspension. This will be fun. Okay, if you've never seen an AMC 20 axle, they cut the splines into the axle shaft using the castle nut to force the outer flange hub. You know what I mean? I think you get the idea what I'm talking about. So they use this castle nut to drive that over top of the flange. And what happens to these axle shafts is not that they're weak, it's the design that this castle nut and flange cutting is weak. It doesn't get rehardened, or maybe it did, but you can see I have an axle spacer on here too. But these come loose, and when this castle nut comes loose, the hub starts wobbling on the axle shaft, and then it chews the splines off of the axle shaft. That's why you replace these with a one-piece axle shaft. I have a built axle with an air locker. It's not here, so this will be put together temporarily. So I'll put all the pieces, proper pieces on, so I know how it goes together, but it'll be temporary. I mean, I'm thinking of tack welding the front ones together onto the axle tubes, giving it, you know, half dozen tacks, maybe a half-inch of weld on either side of the tube. And I do the same for this rear axle, but not this axle. This rear axle is not built. Does not have a one-piece axle shaft, doesn't have a locker, doesn't have anything. It's the one that came in the Jeep. I would have thought this wouldn't have survived this long. Apparently it does. So the AMC 20, this is its Achilles heel. The other one is right there at where the axle tube goes into the housing. This one, I don't know if it may look like it's been bounced a little too hard. If you, where are we? Right there. If you look closely at the gap going around the tube, it looks a little bigger at the bottom. So what you do on these axles, if you're doing an old AMC resto or you want to keep the AMC 20 rear axle, is you can put a trussing on it or a girdle. And what there was a company that was making new axle tubes. So you would take these axle tubes out, press in the new ones. So you'd heat the housing, press in the new ones, button weld them. You could weld them on the inside of the housing, and then these, I mean, you can make these things as strong as a Dana 44, but you got to spend some time doing it. All right, we're just pulling out the bottom plate. I've already got the shock free. I've got the shackle undone. We're just popping off the, brought a BFH over to knock the socket on. It's really easy to find when it's burning on. Heard something go clunk, 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 clunk. I just don't know what it was. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. So, oh, look at that. Ouch, that's really hot. Oh, this is off. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay, that went on that way. So I gotta make sure I put the plates on that way when I redo it. We're gonna try. I'm not even like Peg. I don't even have Minty Pricks helping me with anything else. Yeah, nobody helping nothing. Except for Richard comes by every now and then. He offers moral support. About it. Well, I mean, what's a guy need? He just need moral support. Ugh. So I'm gonna try and I'm not gonna hide these. I am gonna hide them. Hey, look at that. That's a urethane. Wow, that's been replaced. And they don't come out. They should come out, but they don't want to come out. So they're going to be lots of fun. Yup. Yup. Lots and lots of fun. You can already see it. Ouch. Yup. Fun. Yep. But hey, we got the axle free. The shock is in the way, but it's free. If I can get the other side undone and drop the springs, I can do the shuffle. You know, drop the springs, push the axle over, lift the spring up, bring the axle back, and then do the opposite. Oh, and I have to remember that once I push the axle over, I gotta change the spring locator. Really and truly buried underneath there right now. So the other side is going to be all sorts more fun because I've got zero room to work over there. But on the other hand, I do have these already out here ready to go. So at least once I get the axle underneath, I can get these set down on. Probably have to heat the steel up again. This time we don't try not to set anything on fire. Heat these up, pound them on, have them ready to go. Ow! Yes, lots and lots of fun. U-bolt 1, 2, that's free. I left the shock. It's undone, but it's dangling. Both U-bolts are out of this side. I just have to take the pry bars and work the shackle, the spring off the shackle. Or the shackle in and out, and yeah, we gotta get it off. But it's undone. So now the axle is just sitting on top of the springs. Once I get the springs down, I might be able to just do as I was thinking and just pop the axle over or back and forth over top of the springs, and then do the necessary work to move the locator pin and put the mounting brackets on that are over there behind the welder. The other AMC axle that I have has a worn full floater kit in it, so I can undo the hubs at the back. Undo the front hubs, undo the back hubs, drag it wherever you want to go. Make sure the emergency brakes work, because if not, she's gone. Okay, now I gotta get this pried off and away, and off and away, and off and away. And it's often the way that it just does not want to move because they're corroded and here's the trick I remember seeing. Run a drill bit in and then let it walk all the way around the spring. And sometimes it'll break the wedge. Yeah, that happened. Is out. There's our, yeah, and our two busted drill bits are still, you know, in there. And our, yeah, that sounds good. Because of my infinite wisdom, or lack thereof, this is an offset, so it's pushed all to the passenger side. I should have dropped that side first and pushed everything this way. Instead, I did it the other way. Should have done the long side. Would have been a little bit easier to work. Yeah, whatever. I know. No, I don't. But I pretend to. Don't listen to me. I'm still an idiot. Yeah, the fight will begin. I'll have to, what I'm doing here is I'm going to try and lift the axle up because I want to shove it to the driver's side and get the brake drum over the spring. So, spring locator pins are coming out. Crossing fingers. I'm going to clamp up the springs so we don't lose them. I'm going to have to repack them all. They're a little bit thicker than the other ones. It makes me think they're YJ springs. Look at that. Oh, hey, did it come out? Can't believe it's another one that came out. It's bloody amazing. Yeah, the brake clean is somewhere else, so hold on a second here. Having a mental meltdown here. Big fight with this thing, trying to get this axle left, right, pushed up, down, centered. Oh, what an argument that was. I mean, the kit has a really well-built feel to it. They say that it should take you about 8 hours with regular hand tools. I'm going to tell you, even if you got regular hand tools, even regular hand tools, I'm going to say no. You are going to have fight and an argument. An engine noise. Let's see if we can. Yeah. So, left and right, left and right. I don't know how you get it around the brake line though. Certainly aren't going to put it that way. I got to do some more reading here because I got a hydraulic brake line that's like right in the road. Okay, so it does not say shooby dooby doo about these bad boys here. These are the brake lines that somebody thought to put this plastic crap on top of. And I hate this plastic shit. To me, it looks pretty, but it keeps stones and rocks in there. Keeps moisture in there longer. And these lines look like shit. They might fracture just as soon as I start trying to move them away to fit this plate in there, because that is not going to fit, and they just don't cover that in the instruction manual, or I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'll take a quick. So the really shitty fun part is about to start right now. That's a new song. The ants go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The really shitty fun part is about to start right now. No? Thought it would have been a #1 hit. Trying to decide that way or just go get the zippity doodah and snap it off right now. But I'm kind of wanting to get it so it's sitting on the axle. So even if I don't have tires on it yet, they're just over there. I can maybe get it up and put it on a set of jack stands to hold it so it's sitting on the axle, and then I can just pop the plates and zippity doodah it. Silvery pin and that black gaping hole. Let's see if we can't get this thing to line up and go together. With, you know, a fight and an argument. Some cussing, some swearing. just smashed my finger. Getting a front set of YJ springs. Those are 2 inches. And these are 2.5. Pretty sure these ones back here are 2.5. Yeah, those are definitely YJ springs. I don't understand why they would put on one set of YJ springs and not the front ones. But I need a break. I gotta pee. I definitely gotta wash my hands. I have to go in, fix a bridge, and see if my headache will go away now that I've got a good one going. You can do some serious stuff in here now. And I got a set of 35s that gotta go on here. I'm gonna wait to put the 35s on. So we got a 2-inch body lift. I got one that goes there, one here, sorry, there. The fuel tank has to be addressed because I'm gonna have to drop the fuel tank just to do the damn shackles. Unless I can just cut them off and then put them, sorry, zoomy zooms. Unless I can cut them off and then put the bolts in from this side. It's an option. We'll see. But up in there, we're going to do the wiring for the tank and the plumbing, make sure we got it all right. We're going to take that thing off. Like I said, I got everything basically hooked up. Everything's just kind of lying in here because it was all test fit, get everything working. And then the injection pump died. So it's now get everything else working, wait for an injection pump, and they're not easy to get. I've got one I can send for a quart, and then the other one I'm gonna see if I can't get it, you know, into an injection pump place there and see if they can't get it to get them to fix it. Because if I can get them to fix it, I can save an injection pump, and then I'll have a brand new injection pump coming. That seems like a really good idea. But yeah, you can see this frame. I mean, there's some rust, but this is a solid frame. Nice and solid. This one here came out of Arizona. It had been up to Flagstaff and whatnot, but it was out of Arizona. Dude, this is huge. Like, that's my forearm. You can seriously, curiosity as to how much this thing will articulate now. Like how much pickup in there with these factory or YJ springs. How much twist am I gonna get? Like how high is this gonna go up in a factory bump stop? It's got the little nipples on it. Sorry, it's got the little nipples on it there. Factory bump stop. Like how high is this thing gonna go now? That'll be interesting. Still on 33 or 31s though. See? And these are junk. Yeah, they're. I mean, I could take them out and do a burnout. Do a burnout out there. Maybe I'll take them off and put them on the YJ over there, and we'll do a big smoky burnout outside and see if somebody phones the cops on me. To get this out of the garage now, we might have to drop the soft top down just to make it out. She's pretty tall. That really put that up there. And then when we put the 35s on it, she's going to get even taller. Might have to get me a stair. I'm 6'2" for crying out loud, and that's tall for me. Like, it is waist height. I mean, put a grab handle up here. Holy Jesus. Yep, that's high. Yeah. So, we'll wait for the other parts to come in. Put some new brake lines on it. Once we got new brake lines, we need this thing. This thing has to be in. Oh, yeah, and then we gotta get the drive shafts cut. So if Pat's drive line is open tomorrow, I'm gonna measure these here for them, and then I'll take them, these bad boys right here. Here's one, and trust me, these batteries are heavy. There's two. They can decide how to best make them. One end is going to have to go, and one end will stay to go onto the transfer case. And one end has to be changed out to work for a Jeep, because those don't work on a Jeep. We got to pull the pitman arm off of there. I got a puller and a press. We're just going to have to get that pitman arm off of that thing there. There's the 35s that have been sitting there crying and waiting a lifetime for this Jeep to happen. Well, it's happening. Hopefully we can happen it sooner than later. You guys have fun. Thanks for the enjoying or watching or not watching. Thanks. Bye.